In a world where love and trust are often the currency of betrayal, one man's greed would lead to unimaginable consequences. This is a story of deception, manipulation, and the tragic unraveling of a family. What began as a con would end in a disaster no one saw coming. The story begins in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, a city where wealth and power reside side by side with ambition and desire. Here, in an affluent neighborhood lined with towering mansions and pristine lawns, the lives of our characters intersect. At the center of this tale is Serafina Delaney, a woman of grace and strength whose success in business has afforded her a life of luxury. Yet behind the gates of her grand estate lies a heart longing for companionship. And then there's J.N. Whitaker, a man whose charm and cunning have made him a master of deceit, always searching for the next big score. But in this world, every action has its consequence, and every con its cost. As their paths cross, a web of lies begins to spin, drawing Serafina, her daughter Malia, and Jane into a spiral of betrayal and tragedy that will leave no one untouched. J.N. Whitaker was not a man bound by the ordinary constraints of morality or conscience. At 32, he had perfected the art of deception, a chameleon of sorts, capable of blending seamlessly into the lives of those he sought to exploit. With every calculated move, J.N. embodied the dangerous allure of a man who could be anything to anyone, but whose true nature was known only to himself. His method was always the same: identify the target, study her every move, and then strike when the moment was right. J.N. knew how to play the long game, weaving intricate lies that would ensnare his victims, leaving them helplessly entangled in his web of deceit. And with each successful con, J.N. disappeared as swiftly as he had arrived, leaving behind broken hearts and empty bank accounts. But J.N. was no ordinary con artist. However, as J.N. approached his mid-30s, the life of a con artist was beginning to wear thin. The thrill of the chase, once intoxicating, had started to lose its luster. J.N. found himself longing for something more permanent, a final score that would set him up for life. And so he decided to pull off one last job, one final act of deception that would allow him to disappear for good, with a fortune large enough to live out his days in comfort and luxury. To find out what really happened, check out the full video on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe.